Okay, it says I'm live now. What's up, everybody? Gonna do another stream here. I was gonna do this one earlier today, but man, I said I'd wait till my time. But then everybody went on the damn stream because I fell asleep. So I was on. I wasn't on my plan to go on. No, fucking hell, there I go. I gotta go tell people I'm live. Should get the chat popped out here. I will do that in a moment. Oh, apparently I got some shit. I think. There you go. Keep it going, man. This is crazy car. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm surprised. So I was like, holy shit. Now where am I looking? So I'm managing this setup here, and I'm trying to get all this stuff ready, because I really don't have... Wait, like, if I move this thing here to the back corner, and let's see, 2 people are live, and they have half my damn community with them. This is the way that they're streaming, but I've been in this beam. I gotta talk about my YouTube account though here. It's ice. I've seen some funny fucking shit lately. My YouTube account, man, this is crazy shit. It's not good. We are. Okay. Now, I'm just trying to think of a topic real quick. Something else to talk about. So it's January 12th, 2019. Wow. It's crazy though. It's been, thinking about this shit, it's been 2 years. 2 years ago, I know pretty much exactly what I was doing. I remember it very well. Crazy freaking time. And when I was on Dome, I don't know what I'm doing. When I was on Dome. You know, get the I'm charged. I'll take this out. Oh, what the hell? Motherfucker. Okay, my battery just died, I think. What the hell? The battery that I put in this MacBook is totally shit. Bring this over here. The battery is just crap, man. It's already at like 60 something capacity, and it says service battery on Snow Leopard, so that's great. I don't know what Microsoft Security Essentials is doing right now. It's just going and scanning everything at once, saying detected. It's probably trying to clear off the fucking thing I got in here. Whatever. It's so damn cold. I'm sitting next to this freaking heater, but it's not helping. I might end up getting this stream interrupted here. I gotta open up Hangouts on here. Then, because this is... I was redirected to some of my older shit. And the battery's fine. Yeah, it says service battery. Look at that. The battery is at 99%. When I unplugged it from the charger, it died. But now it's working again. I've already lost 1%. There you go. Alright. So, I have funny stuff on here. I'm not going to show it. I don't want to show it. I'm not going to show it. But I have funny shit about my YouTube account. My YouTube account is fucked. Oh, hardcore. It's really something else, man. I can do YouTube for 9.5 years. 9.5 years, just over 9 years. Doesn't fucking matter. People, not at all. Oh, what do you live simple? Terrible. I might be doing another vid on that at some point in the future here. What do you live simple? Relive simple. I might be doing another video on that freaking interface, man, and the whole crappy thing about it. And I might do a video on COD 4 Remastered. Part of me just wants to buy my own Xbox One to play that more, but like I'm not gonna spend $200 on a console for a game I already own. A game that I already own that's a remake of a game that I own on 3 platforms already. But a better thing to do would buy a PS3. Would be to buy a PS3. Oh, excuse me. Just get the game on there. I don't need to pay for gold to play it online. Whatever. Damn. Gold. You know what I'll do though? It'll help. Oh, still down here. Okay. Damn it. Damn allergies. Alright. There I go. If I could have this thing at a bit more of an angle, it'd be nice, but guess what? I can't have it like that. Well, I got pickups video. I gotta film it some point here. I might just film it tomorrow. It's already the freaking 12th, and I'm filming the pickups video for 2018 pickups yet, so I did film one, but I deleted it because I didn't like the way that it turned out. Now, there was one funny moment in that video, but that's about it. This MacBook's probably going to be its own video, though. This fucking crazy thing. That's the batteries for shit. I'm gonna go get a tissue. Switch my setup. I could move all my gear over here. God damn. Wow. Oh, eyes are watering. Losing its pace. I need to Be on top of the latest happening. I got a few things going on right now, so I need to be on top of them. My battery's drained like 4% this time. What's the time remaining? Say 3 hours, but it still says service battery. Fucking funny shit that I did, man. Okay, that I might show. That I might show. Okay, that's fucking funny, man. I have seen some stupid shit lately on here. That's funny. You know, the trifecta, the three beasts of bad. For some reason, always be put together. I hate that shit. I'm sorry, guys. Man, fuck. App Store app. I don't even use it. I'm just gonna delete it. Okay, here we go. Check my Gmail inbox. Shit! I didn't have a peek. There you go, people. But do you live simple? Or you live simple? Man, fuck. Yeah, I was saying I knew what I was doing 2 years ago. If you show all this fucking shit to me 2 years ago. God damn. I've been in this beam. For some reason, the view here is fucked up. I don't know exactly why, but it is fucked up, guys. It is fucked up. It's not showing the way that it normally does. I full screen the app. I wonder what the fuck it is. This is the thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know the origin of that one. And this, I have come so close to totally fucking everything up. I cannot believe I'm still doing this fucking YouTube thing. It's ridiculous. I really cannot believe that I'm still doing this shit. How the fuck? I don't know. Man. I really don't know. So I'm gonna turn this off for a moment. This webcam thing, man. I want to do some stuff. I really don't. Oh, what happened? Even doing this. Here we go. Okay. God fucking damn it! I'm an idiot sometimes with this thing. Wow. Man, I fuck it up again. I'm really interested. I would be interested in seeing where how everything's gonna go with the channel and just in general this year. Who knows? It'll probably get fucking crazier at this juncture. I've been in this beam. There you go. All right, so now I fix this thing. You see my camera's broken. My camera's broken. I'm running on this thing. And damn it. Okay. I hope here in the near future, okay, I will be able to do this better. And whatever. I was talking about. Yeah, man, it's so funny. I don't get this. Very confusing. So I fixed that. It's just that the screen's so small. Damn it, I had a viewer and they dropped out. I don't know what happened to my viewer. Now this... I cannot believe this kind of stuff. Like, how the hell does this need? So fucking great. Now this, I gotta say, is just strange. But I'll have to try it with some of the other stuff here. At some point along the line. Okay, so we're at 91% battery life and it still says service battery. That thing's pretty much... I would be surprised that within 3 months it would be totally flat. We'll see how long it lasts. Because it's already telling me that it needs serviced. Which, I don't know. Look that up more. That means that the hardware's... either it cannot provide the capacity that it wants, or it has the capacity, but it's not letting the battery use it. So, unfortunately, I can't find the milliamp specs for the original battery, so I can't compare them because the milliamps are super low, it seems. Like, what's the milliamp usage of an iPhone? I guess it's different for everyone, but... milliamp usage iPhone. Say 10. Million, I didn't even spell it right, whatever. Oh no, so it's bigger. It might have the correct milliamp. Wow, yeah. Okay, so it's correct, it's just that the battery's cheap, so it wore down really quick. If I could get on this thing here, I would try and fix it, but I have a person watching, I think I know who it is. I want to make sure that I got all my windows open though. Okay. Yeah, I've been in this beam. I haven't been in this beam. Well, hopefully I can have him on the stream again at some point, because that was funny. We had talked about doing something a couple weeks ago, I don't remember. I think it was the stream that I did that was 8 hours long. The one, I don't know what happened. He mentioned something about it. He said, I'm a ninja, and then disappeared. I haven't talked... Well, yeah, I think he's been on my stream since. I think he's chatted. I don't even remember when I did that stream. I guess it would have been Yeah, like just before Christmas, a couple days before. So there you go. I had to show this. If I could pick out the ones that are this, I would do this more. But Google has this search feature where you can search by image. Like if you upload an image or you put an image URL in, it will search for it and it'll search for images that are like that in different sizes. Well, I did that for a few random images. In the things that it thinks that they are stupidly ridiculous. Like I had some sort of thing with War Putty and it said gentleman, and then the other one just said fun. And so the guess for the image was just a picture of War Putty, like one of his thumbnails, and just said fun. That's what it thought it was. And then there was one that said like, I can't remember now. Yeah, but you get some really stupid stuff on that search thing. Some of the stuff that it thinks it is. Like I searched for an image of me and it ended up coming up with some random thing. But I forget exactly what it said for me. I might have it here. But yeah, that search feature is really, really weird. Yeah, it's just if I can find it here. I want to find it because this is kind of fun. So my webcam is not giving me a good time right now. The lighting is messed up. I'm going to turn it off for a moment to see if it will fix. Sometimes when I turn it off and let it sit for a little bit, it will fix it. Yeah, here it is. I found it. If I can open up all the other ones as well that are like that, I'll do that while I wait here. Let's see how fucked up this thing has gotten. Like, how the hell does this happen? It's not even as bad as it used to be, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find this stuff. I got it now. So, you see if it fixes the lighting. There. It's a bit better now. This is it. If it will show up, okay. It's probably not going to. It's too small. But it's the search for that picture says gentleman. That's what the guess word is for that image, gentleman. And then this one, the guess for it, fun. It says best guess for this image, fun. That's what it thinks the image is. Fun. There you go. That's War Putty. Are you ready? It's so random. It's just crazy. If I can set this thing up. Oh, there it's really orange. Look at that. Okay, I hate this setup because right now my desk isn't set up fully. So I'm not even sure what it could come up with that would be accurate. I don't know. But the other one, just gentleman. I don't know, man. I got this other stuff in here that's also really stupid, man. Like, how? I just want to make sure, like, this is what I got. Yeah, fun. And then I searched another image and it said fun. The colors are nuts. Yeah, it's ridiculous. This webcam has a lot of problems with that. Seems to be normal now. But, you know, it just... If I move it at all, like if I were to take this thing and actually, like, I'm not going to do it because it will screw it up, but if I were to, like, try and make it focus on this, when it stops focusing on it, everything would go orange. Sometimes it helps to point down at the desk or point down at something. Turn it off for a bit, but yeah. That's great. There was one. I'm gonna try searching with some images. Yep. You'll get random guesses. The one I searched up something and it just came up photography, man. Just photography, that's all I can say. I could probably try and do this myself. Sometimes it will come up with stuff that's accurate. Occasionally. But a lot of times it's just stupid stuff. It's just ridiculous sometimes. Google, the Google algorithm is really bad. Doesn't help. I'm at 87% battery life already on this thing. The battery in the MacBook, this cheap third-party one, is already failing me. It says to service the battery, and the life of the battery has dropped by 40% since I got it. So that's the capacity that it can charge up to, is only 60% of its original capacity. So it only lasts me a few hours, and it's shorter and shorter every single time now. So I got to buy a new battery for it since I'm here. Near future, and I want to buy an SSD for it, and then I want to upgrade the RAM eventually. I'm not going to buy another machine anytime soon. I'm going to put all my money into upgrading this one. And here's something. If you have anything in the Photos app on Mac, if you have anything in that app, and you notice your computer's slow when it's on the charger, I know why now. This is actually something that you can commend Apple for, but it kind of sucks at the same time. Basically, the Photos app has a feature where if you search for like dog or ocean, it will just pick things out of images that it has found to be like a dog or ocean or whatever. And then there's the faces feature that detects faces and images. All of that. Instead, because like to tag like an ocean in an image or like dog and like generate this kind of stuff, it requires a lot of processing power. Google, to do that, they send your images up to their server and process it there. But Apple processes it on your computer. So they, just for privacy reasons, so they don't send your photos up to the cloud or whatever without your permission to scan it. So it does it on your computer. But that's a very CPU intensive task that most computers really can't handle. So as it does that, you can see like up to 102% usage of your CPU from the Photos thing, trying to analyze your photos. It only does it when it's plugged in, though. If you unplug it, it will go down. Once it's done processing, every time you add a new image, it will do the same thing. I was wondering what that was, because over 100%, and it takes a long time. The Photos app on my phone creates categories for similar pictures, like pictures with dogs or cats. Yeah, I'm trying to think of mine. I don't. And it literally created a category called sports. It's just playing with a toy. There you go. The only thing I have is there's a feature called Moments, which will create moments like just photos from a certain day or just different things like that. It's just me. Pretty much all my photos there. I have a lot for different days. So there you go. But yeah. I got some sort of notification. But move it up to the light. What is up with that? That's really weird. Birds. Sports. I love stuff like that. It's random. It kind of has to do with the whole random thing that we're Google Photos. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Besides the Moments thing, The only albums I have are albums that I've made myself. I died when I saw it. Yeah, it's just so funny in the picture. Like, I have no clue. That's just funny, though. I took a screenshot of that because that's pretty good. But the faces thing, that's the only thing that I've really messed with in terms of those features. That's been around since iPhoto 09, which is why it was so slow, because the faces index takes a long time. So blurry. You mean this is blurry? If it's blurry, it's probably because it tries to focus all the time. Probably because it's not using the software. This thing without the software does not work very well. I'd like to invest in a new webcam. Right now, the only other webcam I have, though, is the iToy. PlayStation 2 iToy. So, like, less than... No, the picture. Ah, okay. So less than 144p webcam right there. So, with the faces... The thing about the faces feature, I talk about this, is sometimes it detects really random things as faces, like just a certain pattern on a wall or in like trees as a face. Just weird things like that it will detect as a face. Then there's times where it's like an image with a very clear face, but it doesn't detect anything. Yeah. I've messed with that a lot, and I've found some really, really weird stuff that it thinks is a face. Had me laughing because it was so funny, but like some of the strange stuff that it found. Yeah, this setup, I've changed the setup. You can probably see it. It's, I think I want to move it right now because I don't want to screw it up, but I got the back there. I even got to move it. Screw it. Got a little bit of a rug here. It's a small rug. Got all the space there, but you know. Get the milk crate back. Let's put this back down before it starts going all crazy. Focus. I'm trying to keep it at a good spot. All right. I'm also going to check something here. What's the wattage of my power supply? I think it's 60 watt. It should be 60 watt. Doesn't seem to have any sort of... Oh, here it is. 60 watt. Yeah, I'm partially not surprised that this battery's already going out on me. I did expect it to last longer. I didn't expect it to be a great battery, but I mean, for 8 charge cycles and 40% loss, that's pretty bad. But there you go. Yeah, I'll probably put a bit more money into this thing here in the future. I'd say upgrade it for my birthday, but I don't think I'm going to spend my birthday money on something that I already own and upgrading it because like I can get other stuff. Because, I mean, for my birthday, I can get... They said I could get a cell phone this year, so... I kind of want to take them up on that and get a phone. look up the prices here. I'm mainly looking for in here hide up there. I'll see if he wants to come in. Mainly thinking get like a 256 gigabyte. At least for now. Solid state drive, then I'd need a new battery and I need more RAM. Like a 4 gig stick or something like that. I'm at 2 gig right now. You can get a Crucial drive for $50 for 256. Samsung ones are $40, which is $40, man. That's crazy. I'm gonna go get high dens. He will come in. We'll get him. Hi, you want to come in? You always seem to want to get in though, buddy. Hi. Hi. What's up, buddy? What do you smell? Oh, you smell the pizza. Let's see if you can find the pizza. Yeah, he's here. If I bring him. Hi. Getting stuck on that. I got a little tiny rudder right here. Yeah. That's a crazy camera angle. I think I searched an image of Hyde once and it didn't even say dog, it just said bunny. Or it just said... I think that might have been the one that said birthday party. It was just a picture of Hyde and it said either funny or birthday party. What does Hyde have to do with a birthday party? I don't know. That's pretty bad. Yeah. Just totally bunched the carpet up. That back. Freaking changes in this server. There's a pizza on the table over there and it keeps on smelling it. If I leave, he'll probably try and go and get it. Probably gonna throw that out. He's just staring at it. So I'll go take care of the pizza. with Hyde. I'm sure he's going to eat the pizza out of the garbage now. So full. And Kitty got woken up by Hyde coming down the steps from his nap. Started to rub up against me, and then Hyde was drinking out of his bowl, and Kitty was rubbing against him. Kitty's been doing that a lot. It's been rubbing up against Hyde. Kitty. He was sleeping on the couch, but Hyde was coming down the steps. I woke him up. And then Hyde went into the kitchen. Started drinking water, and Kitty was rubbing up against him. So. Have I gotten anything on Hangouts yet? Sure there's nothing going on while I've been gone. Yeah. Or whenever Hyde will lick Kitty. Of course, Kitty's so tiny, his face, like Hyde can lick his whole face at once, and Kitty's like, whoa. I say the trackpad on this ThinkPad here is so bad that using both this and the MacBook at the same time, every time I go to the MacBook because it's glass, I like really push on it because this one's so, just the material it is, you have to really push on it to get it to register your touch. So I'm like flinging this thing upwards when I try and move it. Trackpad on this is really nice. Whenever this thing breaks, I'm going to smash it with a hammer because it's made of glass. I want to see what it looks like. Oh, wow. Here's a RAM module for 2 gig. Put me up to 3 gig. Or if I bought 2 sticks, it would put me up to 4 gigabytes of RAM, so I will add that. 3 gig should be plenty though. Unless I can find a 4 gig stick. At least you can still replace the RAM in this one. Since I think 2012, you can't replace the RAM in the MacBook. You cannot replace the battery, the RAM, or the hard drive. If any of it breaks, you got a piece of crap. The MacBook Air has always been like that, but it's the way it's designed, there's no way they could make it removable. But with the MacBook Pro, they obviously could. Oh, here? This guy's selling. Yeah, he's selling two gig sticks, so 4 gig for $23. So I'll add that. Put an SSD here. Good old kitty. He rubbed up against the garbage can a few days ago. It's kind of funny to watch. And a lot of times, recently, he's been over at the where the bags of potatoes are. He's just been over there chewing on them and rubbing his cheek up against the bags. Like, there's been times where I'll come down and he's just sitting over there, just like in his hands like this. This seems to be more like. Right back. I'm staring. Somebody heat up some donuts. Donuts. I heated up a donut. You're not here anymore, but I heated up a donut last night, but I heated it up for just a bit too long, so all the icing melted and just fell off of it. So the overall price though to upgrade this computer to where it should be, to get the maximum amount of speed out of this and get everything out of it, $85. That's actually more than I paid for the computer itself. So it is quite the investment. So far I've purchased already a hard drive for it and this battery. This battery's bad and I want an SSD. I probably should have just purchased a cheap SSD to start with, but well. It's funny that one of the things that it's telling me to do here is to set up a live stream. It's like, dude, I've done hundreds of those. I'm doing one right now and it's still telling me to set one up. Yep. It's something to compare. Overall, if you want to invest in one of these late 2008 MacBooks, you're gonna probably end up spending just under $200 to get it up to speed fully. So at that point, if you can find one, I would move up higher than this, because then you have a computer that's already has some of these upgrades in it. Look for one with a battery. All right. Nokia is making phones with notches. That company. Nokia right now is nothing like it was back in the day. So now I'm waiting. Ooh, this is nice. I can make my phone colorful now. For $14. You can have an iPhone 5C color for $13. I will. I hopefully. I don't think I will. I might get a notification here. But on Hangout. So then I'll probably just end it. But I'd say that I got a few hours until that happens. Easily. It's crazy to put $80 into it to upgrade it. That's all $85.43. How much did I spend for it? I'll take a look at the price. $84.95. So I actually will end up paying more for upgrades than I paid for the machine itself. I just wish I would have actually purchased a better battery because this one's terrible. So we'll see. Let's see where it goes from here. All right. I don't have anything other topics that I might have. Talking about the MacBook, I'll probably do a video on it, but the main problem I have with the machine is the battery. And the problems that it causes, because like the fact that it's uneven on the bottom because of the battery being too big. So I need to, that's the main part that I'm going to replace. It's the first part I'll replace. Then an SSD, then RAM. Got 2 people watching now. 2. Sure, it's just this thing. Okay. But yeah, I don't think I'll wait. Oh, man. I don't think I'll end up waiting for all that for the video. I might do a video once it's upgraded, but if I end up waiting for all that to do a video, I'm going to be waiting a long, long time to do the video. Straight up. Straight up. All right. Let's see, I wonder. 3 people watching. Wow. These numbers are relatively. It shows 2 people watching. I see 3 people watching now. Somebody I know has been streaming like 20 times a day. That's wonderful. I clicked on my channel. It took me to get YouTube TV. I actually have to go so I don't end up sleeping in super late. Yeah. You know, my sleep schedule is totally screwed up right now, so there you go. I don't know how long this stream is going to be. Maybe it depends on what goes on. I think with my streams is, especially lately, I just sit in here a lot of the time. But if people are in here and chatting and there's stuff going on, I usually keep on going until it dies. So. Someone was over break and I'm trying to fix it since I'm in school now. Yeah, me coming back from winter break, my schedule was all screwed up. Like the second that I'm done with school, I fall asleep because I don't have anything that I actually have to do. So I have no reason to be awake, so I fall asleep. I might do one. We'll see. I have so many videos to put up here soon. I have a ton that I filmed. I have videos from November of last year to put up still because of my uploading problem. I just never got around to uploading them. One thing, Ty finally opened my message I sent him 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago. That was kind of funny. I finally saw that he opened it. Wow. Strategy guide. Yeah. Yeah, I know some people that are like that, but yeah, there's some people that it takes them weeks to see stuff. He's one of them, I guess. I actually was asleep before I did the stream. I got up to do it. I was planning on going on earlier. All right. I was planning on going on earlier, but I was still asleep, so there you go. I'm trying to fix my schedule, but it's not easy to do. Because I find that, like back 4 or 5 years ago, I was able to pull all-nighters and play Skyrim and all sorts of stuff all the time and not be tired. But now, I just can't step that long. I get tired after a couple hours sometimes. After 12, I'm pretty much just done. So it's kind of hard to do that, but got 2 people watching again. I don't know who they are. Oh, yeah, I think I know who one of them is still, but they're leaving. I got one other person. I've been in this beam. Gotta love the current setup. The fact that, can you see that ray of happiness from above? No, you can't. Because when I try to do it on the desk, the light rays from that lamp shine down so brightly. The way that the camera's set up, it's totally sucks. But maybe if I get my monitor with my Gateway 1 back in here, it would help fix that. But we'll see. I gotta bring it back in at some point. So eventually it will be back in here. I'm gonna go back to time. Okay, let me see what's been going on in the YouTube sphere. I have not been watching many videos recently. That's finished now. Guess I'm being told about all this stuff, but it's not showing up. 0 viewers. We're down to 0 viewers. Wow. Wow, the stream died. It died. It looked a bit active. Oh my god. It looked to be a bit active there, but now it's dead. So there you go, guys. That's fucking YouTube. My streams. It's not like it was a year ago. Back during the SAMP days. Great times. Streaming Samp, that was awesome. Back in those days. It's the last year of the 2010s. And this shit's going on. Room update late January. I'm kind of interested in seeing this video. Since I have one coming out soon.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a quick room.
There we freak. God, motherfucking damn it. I hate Firefox on here. Because all the YouTube videos get fucked up. Like the actual video is just a tiny box in the corner of the player.
This one because I realized I had the video. Flip your little small tripod like that and you hold it like that. That's how you do it. So we're gonna go around.
Okay.
So here it is. This is the corner. This is very familiar stuff here. Bill's couch. I would get rid of this couch, but this corner is just giant cords and I can't really do anything about it.
That old freaking couch, man. I wouldn't even mind having it back because it was a place for me to put all my controllers and stuff. Now I have nowhere for it all, so the stuff isn't even over here. I mean, I would not mind. I'm trying to think of some sort of alternative or thing like it, but I really can't think of anything else besides just getting a tiny box and putting it there. Oh, excuse me, man. This is not treating me well.
Here's my Xbox. It's actually the older Xbox, but they're things from back in the day. Oblivion poster. 2 Xbox.
That poster got fucked up when I took it down, though.
Here's my original Xbox, which is really cool. Have some cool music on that too.
Yep. Wow. Everything on here is fucked up, though. Holy shit. Okay. Gate closing, but oh my god, these vids, man. Final words. Kansas weed thought. Kansas weed thought. These are so fucking great.
What are your thoughts on heavy marijuana smokage in Kansas and other regions in the area?
Other regions in the area. Kansas is a state. And other regions in the area. Other regions in the area. That makes fun.
Thoughts on heavy marijuana smokage in Kansas and other regions in the area?
You guys are getting pissed off about this thing. Because I guess these are notorious for having the capacitors blow.
Below.
So like I said, I opened the
Damn, the subtitles changed. It used to be capacitors below. So yesterday, man, I opened this thing up.
Other than the ones that are hidden under that piece of shielding, all the capacitors look shiny and new.
Shiny and you. The freaking YouTube subtitles. There is
like so much truth behind that. Really,
that video I should put up again. Fucking bullshit, man. Whatever. Pisses me off. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Damn, it's already 12. If I were able to get that, man, I'd be on this fucking beam. I'd be in this beam. In this beam. Great. Meanie Mouse on crack. It's not fucking smell crackly.
Thank you very much. So what are your thoughts on Gum Does?
Gum Does. Words actually got graphics. Yeah. combat lamp. I should do that someday. If he's not gonna man, I'll make a combat lamp. If I did a combat lamp, it would be great. This is the other fucking shit. Man, this is ridiculous. If they kill us, how stupid this is. The night before. Great.
Look, check this out.
So,
Check this out.
this video is so bad. 3 dislikes, 0 likes. I couldn't understand it this time.
It's running off a flash drive, so that probably doesn't help. But oh my god. What can you do?
The car colors are fucked up anyway.
So, once I do get that, it will be. I'll get it.
There you are. Folks. Out. I don't know what I'm up to. Right now I'm just being fucking crazy. I probably gotta get off this fucking thing because it's making me go crazy. I want to do another stream like that. I'm gonna die. This is getting fucking annoying. I want to do another stream like that. One that I did a couple days ago. The one where I was on the bed with the iToy camera, everything. And now that my setup is a lot better and I can actually play my games from here, it would be nice. So I'm gonna go for like maybe 30 more minutes. If nothing happens, I'll just go offline here.
Press the return. Return, that's interesting to me. I have never in my life seen a keyboard that says return whenever instead of enter.
Enter. I've never seen a PC keyboard. On Macs, it's return. But I've never seen a PC keyboard with return instead of enter. So I don't know what that's about.
Then you have to somehow time yourself for because at least I have on here RAM for PS2. No.
Be cool to buy a PS1. Nobody buys PS1s anymore because of the PS2 and 3 being able to play the games, so they should be fairly cheap. If you want to buy a retro console for cheap, I guess that's a good option then. PlayStation 1. PS1. Just the PlayStation, man. I just feel like this. Just a thin screen, look at that. I've been in this beam. The Apple logo is going. $60 for a PS1? Are you out of your goddamn mind? This market is fucked up now, I think. PS1. Yeah, they had 2 models. They had the tiny. It's pretty much the PlayStation Slim. The thing is, though, like, the PlayStation 1 games played on a PS2, especially a PS2, they play pretty much identical to the PS1, but it's kind of cool to have the original hardware for collector reasons. But I should live in 1998. 99. There you go. Because I'd be interested in playing some of the PS1 games. I've been looking at some recently, like some of the older Tony Hawk games and some of the Gran Turismo games for the system. I've wanted to try for a while. There's actually not a whole lot in terms of PlayStation that I'm interested in. I mean, you're going to have to go up to PS2. There you go. That's nice. Can I... Where's the option to turn that off? Because I think I'm just... So I had some motherfucker in here at one point. Do that, so there you go. I will just end up turning it off in the end. That's what I did back with our old friend, Alan Scott. That's what I did back. Just turn it off for a while. I really don't care either way, but I might end up just turning it off. PlayStation Classic, yeah. A lot of those 90s, a lot of those 90s games haven't aged well. Mainly because of the controls. I'm just in this beam. I'm gonna go for a bit longer here, and we'll see what goes on. I'm just so tired at this point that I really don't have much of a desire to go on. But we will see what happens. I mean, okay. Here, I'm having a problem with my YouTube. YouTube really thinks that I'm super far right. I wouldn't say far right. They think that I'm the kind of shitting on the libs kind of person because they recommend me mainly Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson videos. It's all that I get. Honestly, I'm a bit more on the conservative side on certain issues. I mainly not like social, like gay marriage. I mean, I'm fine with gay people. I have no problem with gay people. Like, but I'm not like a hardcore conservative or anything like that. So they're recommending me all this shit. I mean, whether or not I would agree with what some of these people say, I really don't fucking care. So just get it out of my fucking recommended, really. That's what I gotta say about it, is I don't want it in my recommended. If I want to go watch the shit, I'll seek it out myself. And I thought that YouTube was supposed to be one of those left-wing fucking companies that censors the right wing, apparently, but I don't really give a shit. Politics nowadays are so fucking stupid. I don't really engage in this shit. It's just such... Like, the politics part of it is not a thing anymore. It's just fucking people spewing shit. So I don't even get into it. Politics, especially here in this country, and in the UK as well, have become so fucked over the past... Mainly since Obama got elected in that era, but if you want to go back, especially some of this stuff started back in the 90s. No, in the 90s, our country was much better off too. And even in the 2000s, man. Everybody thought that George Bush was an idiot. Had the Iraq War, but guess what? We didn't have all this fucking bullshit going on now, did we? And it's just ridiculous. We'll go back to the 90s, and like one of the big things now is it's party politics have gotten out of control. Because there's no working together anymore. It's just us versus them kind of mentality, Democrat versus Republican. It's just one of those things that sucks. Like, there's no working together anymore. Even going back, especially to the 90s, back when Clinton was president, and the Senate and Congress under Newt Gingrich, I mean, they worked together. They didn't like each other. Gingrich has been critical of Clinton forever, but he still worked with the guy. I mean, it's really, really fallen apart since then in this country. where we are now is sad, really. But I don't even know if we can recover from this. Yeah, it's sad, really. So that's my main problem with the politics in this country is there's no working together. Another problem I have with the country and the politics of the country is how much corporate money is involved in the politics, because like the big example was SOPA, PIPA, and ACTA. The people that voted for that were paid for totally, bought out by big corporations that wanted to censor the internet, wanted to have all this copyright bullshit in place, and they were paid heavily. Like, that actually was a bipartisan bill. Yeah, it's like they'll work together when they're all fucking paid by corporations, so that's another big problem there. I try not to. It's sad, really, what's happened in this country. We're in a sad state. I don't know if we'll ever go back. The government's shut down right now. It's just crazy. I think it's the longest one yet, or the second longest. Should look it up. Record shutdown. Yeah, it's the longest government shutdown in history. So then the other one was the shutdown of $1995 and '96, which was about Clinton versus the Republican Congress over Medicare, pretty much. Yeah. This one, partially due to them not working together. But in the end, I mean, one of the main things also is the way that the 2016 election was so bad. Like, some of the stuff that the candidates said, both of them said about each other. If they would have said these things even 15 years ago, it would have been out. Like, people would have just said, "You're an idiot. Fuck you. We're not going to vote for you. You're an asshole." But not anymore. I'm reading about politics on the stream. It just pisses me off. I mean, especially this country's so fucked. Like, I really don't know how we can recover from the state we're in now, because we've, especially in this decade, we've dug ourselves into such a hole. I saw an excellent comment about this, which is crazy to think about. Like, even this was actually a comment on a video about Article 13. See if I can find that video. Count Dankula. But it was a video of, Count Dankula and Sargon of Akkad after the vote. Article 13. I don't watch either of them, but I was interested in Article 13 and their videos came up, so I watched them. This one here I did watch, and you guys know that I watched this. Article 13 passed. This is funny. Parliament European Strasbourg. This is funny. That didn't go well. That didn't fucking go well at all. I just think his attitude about it is funny. Yeah, that passed. All of the amendments put forward got rejected. Well, that was fucking excellent. Well, no, it's not doomed. I just love his attitude about it, but yeah, that's probably another situation where a lot of those MEPs were paid for. They got the same problem over there, probably. Did you think King Shogula? Deletion amendment just to eat the entire thing to install monitoring software. We put that forward. That got rejected. That's ridiculous. What else was it? Appropriate and proportionate measures to ensure the functioning of licensing and SMP. The ISP is not obliged to monitor. That got rejected. The freedom of expression and not consist of hypervigilance and digital censorship. That got rejected. Literally everything that you put forward to actually try and make the article fucking better, all of it got fucking rejected. So basically, it almost went through, and it's like complete fucking raw form. So it's basically a case of we were even talking to MEPs, just basically saying things like why are you voting for Article 13? Because it's a good idea. Because it's a good idea. Because you were fucking paid to vote for it, you people. This might be it. Article 13. What happened? Like, I don't know these people very well, so I just remember that one video because I thought that was so fucking funny the way he's like, yeah, fuck this. And what did you guess it? Yeah, look, it's an ad for Build the Wall, add your name. Now, it's not even that some of the Democrats, maybe people that are Democratic, but the Democratic Party and the people in it don't give a shit about the immigrants' lives. They just want the people in the country. Because they know if eventually these people get a vote, they're going to vote for Democrats. And honestly, I think we can all say that to an extent. I mean, I have no problem with somebody applying for, they want to move to the U.S. and they apply for it and they get accepted into the country, if they legally get accepted into the United States of America, they are legally allowed in this country. So there you go. But we shouldn't just let 100,000 people flood into the country uncontrollably. But I don't really know what the situation is there, so I have no clue. The EU, to me, is fucked up. At this point, man, it's just so fucked up. I mean, there's no respect anymore. Here it is. Impressions of the EU Parliament.
I have absolutely no idea. I just wanted to go buy some magic cards. I just made my dog raise his paw. And suddenly I'm fucking here. I blame you for this, Anita. Yeah. We just wanted to play video games. Unironically, that's all I wanted. And then you decided to start fucking with us. now we're in here. Didn't want this to be the case, but lo and behold, this is what you get. Wanted to play games. So,
there you go.
How did you find the panel we did the other day? I thought
I should find. I never wanted to be a politician. I'm just reading the comments at this point. It's crazy, car. I mean, this stuff is ridiculous. Like, yeah, all this because of the stupid YouTube recommended thing. Yes. This is it right here. There's somebody watching this, but the quote in this video, remember, this is when Article 13 was passed, September 12th of 2018. On the whole, this is speaking on the whole situation of Article 13, internet, all of it, just where we are in terms of politics and culture and society. This guy commented, "If I showed this to you 10 years ago, you'd have called me insane. If even 4 years ago, I would still be insane." That is so true. It is unbelievable. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. That's just absolute truth. It's crazy where we are right now. Absolutely crazy. I love that. Yeah, I blame you for this, Anita. That kind of interesting that something like that could kind of kickstart some of this stuff. Or wait, they really modeled the building after a tower built in the arrogant belief that man could become equal to God, to which man was cast down by God for that arrogance and made to speak in the countless languages that only served to split, set them against each other, leading to all the strife and horror that was to come. Kind of interesting, yeah. This guy says EU right now reminds me of the Senate in Star Wars just before it turned into the Empire. The EU is so fucked up right now. I must say that it will fall within the next, by 2030 it will be gone, I think. If it's not gone, it will be damn close. I'd assume that if they centralize their control more and they make it more of a state, which it looks like they're moving in that direction, I do believe that people will start to back out quicker. Greece has to go. If they want to get their situation improved, if they want to get their economy back, they have to at least leave the Eurozone. Get out of the EU entirely, in my opinion, because then they cannot have the EU imposing all that border shit on them, flooding their country with people even after they're bankrupt. That's a bullshit situation. Like, okay, you want to bring in all these people into the country. Well, why don't you bring... I know they brought, like, how many? Almost 1 million immigrants into Germany in, like, 6 months in 2015. But why would you bring a couple 100,000, I think it was, into Greece? That country declared bankruptcy like 2 years prior, and they had to go bankrupt again after all that. Like, one of the worst economic countries in the world, and you do all that to them? Yet they've supposedly been trying to improve the situation. It's ridiculous. But Greece needs to leave. I see all of Eastern Europe leaving. Yeah, it's ridiculous, people. I was just a humble farmer tending to my memes. Now I'm a veteran of several meme wars, and all my social media feeds are geopolitical issues. Thanks, Anita. Isn't it interesting though? Guy says I went to the EU Parliament on a school trip a couple of years ago. I hope it's a museum the next time I visit. I just a shit lord. I remember that term. I just wanted to play video game, and now 2 shit lords are at the EU Parliament building. What is this timeline? I wonder who. Just I saw a comment. When did they ban firearms in the UK? $1997. Wow. Yeah, especially that's kind of what started it on the internet, at least, was that whole Gamergate thing. That was crazy. I remember when that happened, I was like, what the hell is this stupid bullshit? I remained somewhat logical at some of this stuff, like, even at the time when I was a dumb motherfucker. I was like, what is the point of this bullshit? Like, what is going on here? What was the point of it? I actually can't even tell you. What was it supposed to be? Ethics in video game journalism? Video game journalism? That's not a real thing, man. You need to stop lying to yourself. I'm sorry, but video game journalism and ethics in it? You are sad people. I'm honestly just... Wow. That's ridiculous to me. Because, like, think about it. You're writing about freaking video games. Ethics. How the hell do ethics in writing about a piece of a fucking program matter? That is where you run into a problem. Like, ridiculous. In the battle cry for the Second Crusade was born. We just wanted to play video games. And the fact that the EU has put sanctions on Hungary and Poland, members of the EU, is crazy. Like, kick them out of the EU then. I dare to just kick them out. They seem to care that much about it, so just kick them out. I think that they'd make them happy. Yeah, here it is. Holy shit. The "we just wanted to play video games" meme is actually real. 4 years ago, I never thought it would lead up to this. Before you know it, there's going to be a goddamn shitlord empire. I honestly do wish for the EU to fall because it's just a bad organization. We just don't know. Well, whether you're on the left or right, they don't know how to manage stuff. They have had clear lapses in judgment multiple times. Whether you agree with Article 13 or not, agree with all this stuff, they have had epic failures before. In Greece, the total lack of foresight, hindsight, everything with their economy. The EU is definitely to blame for their collapse. The bailouts, the people didn't vote for the bailouts, now did they? Another problem. They only had to have the bailouts because they made them accept the euro. You better be glad that the UK was exempt from the euro until they decided to back out. And I hope they back out with no deal. Honestly, I want to see the EU go away. I think, honestly, what I want to see happen is I want to see Greece, Hungary, Slovakia, the Czech Republic, Poland, possibly the Baltic states, back out. Now, I don't want them to make their own EU, but I want them to have some ties so they can go up against the EU. Not like a war, but to create another state there. And then probably Austria can come in, Romania, Bulgaria, Croatia. They can leave the EU and lean that way. Because they really won't be joining for that. You just kind of lean that way. Maybe economic union, I don't know. But then that just leaves Western Europe. If the UK gets a no deal, they're out of the EU. Bam, there's nothing to do with the EU anymore. So that just leaves the main players that are in Italy might back out as well and go with them. So that pretty much just leaves you with France, Germany, and I guess maybe Sweden as hardcore members. Look at a map of the EU. I'll talk about my thoughts on the EU here. Now, I don't know everything about politics, so I might have a lot of fuck-ups here. European Union. And the immigrant crisis has fucked things up over there as well. Bad bad idea as far as I'm concerned, okay? Like, sure, some of those people have lost their homes. Some of them, just fucking with you. Sucks to say that. I don't. Like, for the people that actually had their homes obliterated and they were pushed out of the country, you should try and help those people. But you should manage it in a better way than they've done. They have fucked Europe up with these people because they managed it incorrectly. I'm not against trying to help people that are in need of help, but they really, really screwed this one up. Does look like it's going to go down. No deal. Looking at a map of the EU, let's say there is a no deal. UK's out. Let's say that the EU does something else that's fucking stupid and pisses off Eastern Europe. Hungary and Poland leave. Great. Slovakia joins them. Now Greece, you're going to be hard-pressed to get Greece to leave, I think. Cyprus, I have no clue what the hell the situation in Cyprus is. I can't tell you much about Cyprus right now because it's split in half. There's the northern half, which is Turkish. The southern half is Greece. But what I don't know, I could probably find this out, but are they actual independent states, or is the north just Turkish? I was trying to say Turkey and then Turkish. Is the north just under control of Turkey? Is the south just Republic of Greece? Like, or are they independent states? Is it just a military occupation or what, man? I have no freaking clue. I know that there are Turkish troops in the north. Oh, Slovenia, yeah. They would probably leave as well. I don't know how their situation is, though. But in my opinion, the diehard members of the EU, France, obviously, Germany, of course. Sweden, I don't know too much about, but I didn't even know that Finland was part of the EU. I think they'd be more. I don't really think that they have much going on in the EU. They might back out once it starts to fall apart totally. Denmark, I don't know. Spain, I don't know either. Portugal, gives a fuck about Portugal, honestly. They'll leave too. Portugal has been pretty much untouched by all this stuff because they're out of the way. Malta will leave with the UK, so that's good for them. Italy will probably leave if their leadership consolidates its power. I am sure they will leave as well. Romania and Bulgaria are so fucked up as well. They'll probably back out if Eastern Europe backs out. The Czech Republic and Austria will probably leave if the rest leave and form something. The Baltic states will probably leave at that point too. The states that I see really holding on to would be France, Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands, I'd assume as well. I'm not sure about Luxembourg. Pretty much just Western Europe. I mean, if I had Microsoft Paint or something like that, I would make a map for everybody here. I mean, I could even open it up on here. I have a map of should have a map of EU. Where's Microsoft Paint? Map here. We're gonna check something out here. Now it's becoming about politics for the first time in pretty much ever. But okay, let me see. That's great. Users. EU Malta. This is the map that I used for the tacticality video. Make all the countries that are in the EU blue here. I'm trying to see this map a bit better. Okay, so I have all the countries in the EU right now. Luxembourg I haven't filled in because it's so small. But who really gives a shit? I'll just get this all set up. I'll show what my opinion is here. Well, let's just say, so we're starting off with this. Say that, okay, the UK is gone. So we'll knock them off the map. Hungary and Poland back out together. That's your map. I don't know how it's going to show up, but that's your map. I can move this so I can see the map. There you go. So that's what it will look like, in my opinion, pretty soon. I'd say also that Slovakia will leave, making me fucking folk. And Greece will leave with it. Cyprus, I don't fucking know. I made the whole sea gray. See, this is the state. Fucking up. Whatever, I'm just gonna leave Cyprus. Cyprus, I'm gonna leave Crete because I don't really give a shit. I don't really care to fuck with it right now. Now let's say with them, move back out next. Probably Czech Republic, so they leave. That's the EU at the time. Let's say this is the EU in 2021. Why not? If the situation gets really bad. That's not bad. In terms of the collapse, then let's say that with them, Bulgaria leaves and Romania leaves, and then also, I don't know which one is the most right wing here, but we'll just say that they leave. Bam. Estonia leaves. So it's left, and the rest decide to leave with them, and Finland backs out, and so does them. Then they back out, so just Croatia on that side. That's pretty much what you're going to see, in my opinion. The holdouts we're going to see here. I think this is really going to be what the EU looks like here. Damn it. I think this is what the EU is going to look like here. Soon enough. Then also we'll see that Portugal leaves. There. Then after them, probably Spain. Let's say they eventually back out. At this point, I can also see, let's say Denmark leaves. Not Belgium, obviously, but that's what I honestly think we're going to come to eventually here. Then if I have to say after this, Netherlands will leave, Sweden, Ireland, and then these three will hold on for dear life until they just... I don't think that any of these three would leave. I think that they would dissolve the EU entirely before any of them went back out. But whatever. Like I said, I don't really know too much about this situation in all those countries. I just know the general situation. So I really cannot say if that's accurate or not, but I definitely know that Eastern Europe is pretty sick and tired of the whole thing. So that's pretty much that. Crazy situation. I definitely do see the EU in 2000, and also Turkey wants to join it, but they're so fucked up, they probably will never get in it. Really, Serbia wants to join it? It'll probably fall apart before they join. I don't even know why would Serbia want to join the EU? Serbia or Bosnia? Those countries have been so fucked by NATO and all those people. Like, why do you even want to join them? So Brexit. If you look up Brexit, I wonder if I can find any stories about how the deal's going right now. Brexit failure, a catastrophic breach of trust, says May. Reading this. A failure to deliver Brexit would be a catastrophic and unforgivable breach of our trust in democracy. Can Parliament stop a no-deal Brexit? Hope they don't. Like I know some people that voted for the shit, and they say we voted to get out, so get out. No fucking deal, just leave. That's what they voted for, really. Please upgrade your browser. Just in the text, like in the article, it just says, please upgrade your browser. That's what it says. Yes, I'll just read this out, this area here. So my message to Parliament this weekend is simple. It's time to forget the games and do what is right for our country. Please upgrade your browser, Miss Space. Please upgrade your browser. Crazy, man. Hungary. Leaving EU. I wonder what will come. Hungary complains Brexit will leave it outnumbered in EU. The Guardian. I know that they're pretty left-wing, because they say here, Hungary is making a mockery of EU values. It's time to kick it out. Kick them out. I say they should kick them out, really. Hungary might be happy. they get out of the EU. I don't know. What do the people think? Are the people happy with it? Guess what? Nobody gives a fuck about them anymore. Really? Yeah, it's fucked up. My camera's really orange. I don't know why I'm even talking about politics right now. But whatever. Whatever it may be. I mean, politics right now, they're just fucked up. It's just turned into such a mess. A shitstorm, really. Don't know what else to say about it. It's just a shitstorm. Really bad one. The situation has become so dire. I don't see it getting better anytime soon, really. I mean, like, I don't know what to say about it. It's almost unreal how we've come to this point. Society is, in my opinion, society has collapsed. I mean, like, it's so fucking orange, man. Like I said back in 2016, I'm surprised the collective society of the world has not collapsed with how bad things have become. I am surprised. But at the same time, it pretty much has collapsed. Society as we knew it is gone. The world that once was is gone. What we are living in now is very fucking different. Very strange world we live in right now. It's unbelievable. Especially in the past, like, 3 years. At this point, 4 years. Like, 2015. You had the years, like, between 2010 and 2014. That was kind of a different period. It was kind of like a build-up to this explosion. Then you had the crisis years, which was recession, pretty much. Which did tie into it. Yeah. Crazy. Just a fucking weird situation we're in, man. It's absolutely insane that we're here right now. I never would have imagined that it would have collapsed this way. And I really don't see it being fixable at this point. Now, I want to look something up here. I heard something about China's economy. I don't know if it's doing well or if it's collapsing. So China is having an economic slowdown right now. The whole world is pretty much, but that's interesting to me. Fix the shit. Try and share that. I know how to fix it here. Because I've heard a lot of people say in the past few years that China will be the next superpower. But I wouldn't even say that the U.S. is a superpower anymore. I wouldn't say that there's really one world superpower anymore. Of course, during the Cold War, it was like after World War II, the main three were the U.S., the Soviet Union, and the U.K. The U.K. fell out of that status after a few years. The empire collapsed pretty much. But yeah. Fuck man. I'm trying to speak, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. God dang. Then it was just the U.S. and the Soviet Union. They went at it till the Soviet Union collapsed, obviously. Like, how many years ago was it? 28 years ago. 28 years ago. It's been quite a while. Let's see a viewer. I have a viewer for the first time in hours. He left. Bah. But, so, yeah, and then after the Soviet Union fell, it was just the U.S. And I think our status as a superpower was lost once we started the infighting bullshit. So, now it's pretty much the whole world's fucked up. But we'll see how China rises, if it does. I think China's fucked also. Best part is, though, Mao Zedong, the guy who set this shit up, would be fucking disappointed in China right now. Pretty much everything that Deng Xiaoping did was against Mao. He pretty much betrayed everything that Mao wanted. Mao's China is not China today, though. That's the thing. Yeah. But it's such a bad situation right now in the world. I don't know what to say about it, really. I also wonder now, when the UK leaves the EU, will Scotland try to back out of the UK? And that just leaves pretty much Northern Ireland and Wales, and if they leave, it's just England. So. And to bring it full circle, Newt Gingrich. I was looking up if he has held any office since then. Yeah, he hasn't held any office since he resigned from House, so. Al Gore, that son of a bitch. I'm honestly really glad that we didn't have Al Gore as president, though. I think. There goes my MagSafe. That thing went flying. Al Gore, Bush is better than Al Gore, and I even say he's better than Kerry. I mean, both those guys were fucks, but at least in my opinion, they were. I mean, whatever you want to say about Bush, but I think that he was better than them. But he still does have some stuff going on. He speaks a lot on Fox News, I know, but I want to look up. I'm looking up things. Yeah, Donald Rumsfeld. George Bush's cabinet is interesting, or was interesting, because like a lot of the people in it were people that were around back in, especially the Nixon and Ford era. Way different time in America. He was the defense secretary. He was the 13th and 21st. Wow. He was in office November 20th, 1975 to January 20th, 1977, and from January 20th, 2001 to December 18th, 2006. He was chief of staff the 6th, in 74 and 75. He was ambassador to NATO in 73 and 74. Director of the Cost of Living Council from 71 to 73. Counselor to the President 70 to 71. Third Director of the Office of Economic Opportunity from May 27th, 1969 to December 11th, 1970. Member of the U.S. House of Representatives from Illinois' 13th District from 63 to 69. Very interesting. Dick Cheney as well. He was around back during those days, and he was part of Bush's cabinet. Yeah. It's a long history. Kind of like Henry Clay is the main one. I want to see. He was involved in politics. Holy shit. He was senator 4 times. First being 1806 to 1807. His last being 1849 to 1852. That's a long career. He was involved in politics for almost 50 years. Pretty crazy. Till he died, really? Yes. A lot of interesting figures that have been around for a long time. I'm trying to think of any other people that I know. We'll look up. When do people think that the situation in the U.S. became bad? Trying to think of how to word it, though. The U.S. I'm just trying to think of how to word this. When did the decline of the U.S. Yeah, I'll just look that up. Old age begins at 27. 20s, Jesus Christ. I'm just kind of waiting to see what goes on here. See, this article is doing a lot of hating on Bush, but states that without the Soviet Union, the U.S. was bound to decline. I actually can agree with that. Because once we had no shit to fucking worry about, we didn't have to worry about the country getting nuked by the Soviet Union. We decided to make our own fucking problems. So there you go. I think that's how it kind of started. I think that the decline of our country to where it is now really began 2008. I think we were, to me, here's the thing I'm going to say. This light bulb blows up. See what the lighting is like. Orange. Not as orange, but still orange. But the way I look at it is we kind of peaked in terms of the modern era. I think when Reagan was president. Say what you will about him and his presidency, trickle-down economics, whatever you want to say. On the world scale, I think America was at its most powerful under him. It was pretty much under his guidance that we destroyed the Soviet Union. Of course, it was bound to eventually fall as well because of its economic struggle, but he definitely did make it quicker. After him, we had H.W. Bush, which the Gulf War and everything, which that might actually be the peak of American dominance, because the Soviet Union had backed out of Eastern Europe, all that. The Soviet Union was falling apart. It wasn't finished yet, but it was damn close to falling apart. And at that point, a few republics had already backed out of the Union, but with the Gulf War being as quick as it was and how we just totally dominated, I think that was the peak, actually. That was still very much Reagan's America, though. It was his vice president. So, and he kind of set the whole thing up. So that period, I think we were at our best. And then in the 90s, we definitely still did prosper. Then came the 2000s. Now this is where it gets interesting. This is when a lot of people say the decline started. 9/11. And 9/11 did fuck our country up. It's responsible for a lot of the problems that we have nowadays, but that was a definite low point, and then that caused a lot of problems afterwards. And after that point, after 9/11, and of course we went to Iraq and Afghanistan and all that, at this point, there's a decline. And it hit its worst at the recession. And then in the years following the recession, it's just been terrible. This is how I see it. I think that anything after the Reagan era, and to me the Reagan era actually is Reagan to Bush Jr. That's Reagan's America. That's what he set up. Then Obama getting elected kind of put an end to that era, but Trump is something else. I don't know what to say about Trump, really. I mean, Whatever you say about his policies, he is an ass. Hardcore ass. Some of the stuff that... And you want to talk about Reagan? He lied about what some... He said about... He said that Ronald Reagan was for a wall on the border and tightening border security and all that. Which is a total lie. And people responded to him with a quote from Reagan saying the opposite of them. And that's great, just to go and say something stupid like that. Just ridiculous. And the social situation is crazy bad. It's terrible. We are pretty much in a civil war right now. And the big thing to me that stated that we were in another situation, we are back in the 1850s. Had to do with the Civil War. The main one was the Robert E. Lee Memorial. Them tearing all this stuff down. All the statues, all of it. I don't think that was a good move. I mean, like, that statue was built in, what was it, the 1930s? Way different time in our country. Way different time in the world. It's history. We're supposed to learn from history. If we try and hide history, we are doomed to repeat history. That's why we learn from history. Or a lot of Europe's rejection to learn lessons from World War II has led them to their current situation. Simply. Because if you tear down these statues, you are removing something that's been there forever. It's not like we're building new ones. We're tearing down stuff that's been there long before us. So, it's ridiculous. It's history. It doesn't, like, it's not necessarily saying that Robert E. Lee was a great person. It's just a statue of him. And Lee is famous mainly because he surrendered. If he hadn't surrendered, he would be remembered by some as an okay general. I mean, he wasn't on Grant's level. That's for sure. I'm looking at it right now. I got personal memoirs by Grant. But he wasn't at that level. He was not a bad general. He was a good general, but he's mainly remembered because he surrendered. Now people want to try and use it also as a thing like, but then there's the argument, oh, he was not for slavery. He actually was in a lot of ways for slavery. He wasn't for the institution as much, but he was against abolitionists. I can read this to you. Look this up. But Lee, he was not an extremist. He wasn't an extreme pro-slavery person, but he wasn't an abolitionist either. He owned slaves. Is the best way to describe it. Lee claimed that he found slavery bothersome and time-consuming as an everyday institution to run. In an 1856 letter to his wife, he maintained that slavery was a great evil, but primarily due to adverse impact that it had on white people. And I will read this for you. Try to do a southern accent. I don't really care. I'll just read it straight up. But because in this enlightened age, can't even fucking speak right now. In this enlightened age, there are few, I believe, but will that. God, I cannot fucking speak right now. Fortunately, I can't really put my glasses on so I can read this a bit better. Fucking up. Because I just cannot read this shit. God, I've seen this before. No, I know. Somewhat what it says. Bring it up closer to me as well. In this enlightened age, I can't fucking say that word. In this enlightened age, there are few, I believe, but will. Fucking hate this. Okay, I'm actually going to stop for a moment and do something else while I wait, because sometimes, to me, the best way to fix a situation like that, best president. This is something. Ranking the presidents since World War II shows what a sorry lot they have been. This is very anti-Reagan. Try and read this again. In this enlightened age, there are few, I believe, but what will acknowledge that slavery as an institution is a moral and political evil in any country. It is useless to expatiate on its disadvantages. I think it is, however, a greater evil to the white man than to the black race. And while my feelings are strongly enlisted in behalf of the latter, my sympathies are more strong toward the former. The blacks are immeasurably better off here than in Africa, morally, socially, and physically. The painful discipline they are undergoing is necessary for their instruction as a race, and I hope will prepare and lead them to better things. How long their subjugation may be necessary is known and ordered by a wise, merciful providence. So there you go. My terrible reading of that. Hate reading out loud. Stutter and I do all that shit, so there you go. Yes. He was for the eventual abolition here. How long their subjugate... Fuck, man. My throat's very dry right now, so this is fucking... How long their subjugation may be necessary is known and ordered by a wise and merciful providence. There you go. Also, one thing you got to remember. About Lee is that he was for the Union. He was in support of the Union, but he fought for the state of Virginia, not for the Confederacy. He fought for his home state. You can find this very easily on the internet. He fought for Virginia, not for the Confederacy, not for slavery. He fought for his home state. You can find it. He says mainly is that I don't want to fight against the Union, but I will not bear arms against my own state. There's a lot more I could say about politics. We are at a low point right now. I believe that the main points of crisis in our country were in the years following the Revolution, Articles of Confederation. We were barely united up until the Constitution. Everything up till the Civil War was pretty uneasy. But mainly in 1850, the 1850s, that was a dire period. The worst point in American history, I believe, would be whenever the Confederacy seceded. Half the country just broke away. That, I think, was the worst point. Besides that, probably the Great Depression. Another really bad one for me would be, now, that's the main three right to me. Confederacy seceding, the Great Depression, and now, the 2010s. The late 2010s in particular. I believe those are the three worst periods in American history. I'm totally, in my opinion, really. The Reconstruction period was pretty shitty, but it's mostly been shit forever. What you do about it? I don't know what's going on right now. The lighting is fixed. I don't think I'm going to go for much longer than this. This one I'll probably just end up taking down, but whatever. I've had a crazy freaking long rant about politics. It started because of the fact that I talked about YouTube is recommending me Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson. I'm pretty sure Ben Shapiro, I know. I looked him up. He's on the list of American conservatives, but Eisenhower isn't. What? Makes no sense. So, that's great. Then, Jordan Peterson, I believe he's from the UK. I don't know anything about him besides the fact that he's recommended to me. I have no fucking clue. Not a damn clue. But I don't really care about either of them. I mean, what do? They don't hold any political office, as far as I'm aware. Ben Shapiro doesn't. He just talks about stuff. So, you know, I really don't care. Jordan Peterson, I don't know if he holds any political office, but I don't really care. Because he's not from here, I'm almost certain. But whatever. That's how the political debate started. There you go. And it all started just because I wanted to play video games. That's so funny. I just wanted to play video games. I need a... Yeah. That, I also believe, has to do with the social part of things. Social media. If we didn't have it, I'm sure that the social situation in this country and in the world would be much better. I personally do believe that. But unfortunately now everybody and their mother has one of these on them all the time. And they just... all fucking day. So there you go. It's sad, man. It honestly is sad. I'm a proponent of downgrading phones. Like, this thing needs to die. This thing, I actually... If you guys have watched me for a while, you would know that I eventually want to destroy this on video. So, yep. I mean, like, the thing about these is they're nice devices, but I don't even think that the problem is necessarily the devices themselves. It's what has been done with them. Because the first iPhone, I'll even show it to you. I'll show you all the iPhones that I have. Well, not all of them, because a lot of them are up in a box somewhere, man. In boxes on shelves. And, I'll just show some of the ones that I have here. All the generations up until the 5S, pretty much. But now it comes about smartphones, which is social issues. So we're in politics still, I think. This is the original iPhone here. Very basic. There you go. Very, very basic phone. And whenever this launched in 2007, I'll even show again. This was simply a phone. It was a smartphone, but it was more the BlackBerry kind of smartphone. There was no such thing as the App Store. So what was on the phone is what was on the phone. You could not put anything else on the phone. So the only apps on it were text, phone, so there you go, basic stuff. You had a calendar, obviously. You had a notes app, you had mail, a web browser, which is cool, an iPod, settings, obviously, notes, again, I think I mentioned that, calculator, of course, a clock, yeah, weather, maps, stocks, YouTube, camera, and photos. Nothing else. That's all that there was. So on this phone, you could use it as a phone. You could watch YouTube videos on it. You could browse the web, do email, listen to music, watch videos, check stocks, do maps, no GPS, do photos, take pictures, have calendars, have a clock, have a calculator, have notes. It is a lot, but compared to nowadays, that's nothing. What was on the phone, what was on the phone, or what was on the phone. Oh my God. So there was no app store. You can even see it right here. There's no app store. So there's no social media on this whatsoever. Of course, you could jump on the web, probably, and go to Facebook or whatever they had. That was pretty much all they had back then. 2007, I don't even know. MySpace, of course. This phone feels really good in the hand, though. So this is a nice phone, but it has built-in speakers as well, so there you go. Soap bubble. There you go. Oh no, I am a brilliant idea. The speaker on this is bad. The loudspeaker, it's really not meant for this. Yep. I'm probably going to get copyright for that chip or whatever. There you go. That's the original iPhone. And it was just a phone. Had a lot of features, but it was pretty much just like every other smartphone at the time, with the exception of the fact that it had a touchscreen. Capacitive touchscreen, that is. So there's nothing really wrong with that. It's just a smartphone, as they were. It's just a business, kind of, well, it wasn't really a business one, that's BlackBerry and stuff, but it was just a phone with internet capability and a touchscreen. That's pretty much the best way to put it. Then came this thing. You notice they're pretty small as well. They're meant to be used with one hand. They're meant to be very portable, very easy to use. This is actually 3GS, but whatever, they look the same as the 3G. And they added the App Store, so now you could download apps. You could download social media apps. So now people are using social media. But not very much, actually, because it wasn't really the newest thing at the time. It actually was. It was a new thing, but it wasn't like the popular thing yet. Social media. Facebook was becoming popular. Twitter, to an extent as well. Instagram didn't exist yet. Snapchat didn't exist again. Discord didn't exist. None of it. Pretty much just Facebook and Twitter and MySpace. Simple times compared to now. But in terms of the device itself, very small. I think this has to do with the addiction part as well. Because of the fact that the screen's so small, you can't get absorbed in as well. Because if you're looking at it like this, like at a normal distance, it's not as immersive, I guess. The way I see it, at least. But with the App Store now, that presents that. But still, it's just a basic phone with the same capabilities as before. 3GS, of course, same thing pretty much, just video camera added, so that's kind of cool. But that also becomes a problem. The fact that digital cameras were killed by this thing. And then, of course, the iPhone 4 redesign here. This phone kind of shows a shift in the market to an extent. Because of the fact that it has this totally new design. And the fact that the main thing is the back is glass. It's an aesthetic choice. It's not about practicality there. Another thing, the front-facing camera. Selfies came from that right there. That is what made the selfies popular. Was this device right here, the iPhone 4 and its front-facing camera. That is what made the selfie popular. I'll never forget the first time that I actually heard that term was in January of 2013. There was a song, it was like, "Let Me Take a Selfie." And I remember seeing a video that was like just YouTube people about it, and I was like, you know, I had to say about the whole term and like the whole thing. I said, this is the dumbest thing ever. At 9 years old, I said that about that. I just said, it's stupid. That's what I had to say about it. That's the very last drops of that. But that is another thing of that culture. But still, for the most part, it's a phone, FaceTime, whatever thing. But at this point, 2010, Instagram launches. And social media is definitely becoming a big thing now. Twitter is blowing up. Facebook is blowing up. MySpace is dying. Chat clients like MSN and everything, that's on the huge decline right there. After 2009, so. Yeah. And the 4S was the same way. By that point, by 2011, social media was a pretty big thing. And we start to see smartphone addiction become a thing. We start to see people just tap, 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 tap. Instead of actually talking. You get immersed in this world, in this device, rather than what's around them. And they came out with this thing, iPhone 5. By this point, again, totally social media. iOS has integration with social media. Android phones at this point have 5-inch screens. Crazy, but they made the screen bigger on this one. I will be doing a video on this scene, by the way. And with making the screen bigger, it's more immersive, so more tap, 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 more content to read, more things to get immersed in, more of a world on this phone. And then this is the newest one that I have here. I have an iPhone 6. It's iCloud locked. I would show that, but I'm not going to get it out right now. But yeah, like at this point, the smartphone to a lot of people is the world. I mean, this is their life. Is that in this device? If you rip it out of their hands, they're gonna fucking cry like a baby. That's a big problem with society now. And now that now that our lives are invested in this device and nothing else, there's nothing else going on. So we consume our time with bullshit. We consume bullshit on here and then we fucking spew it out again. Social media. There you go. It's just, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really, but this device has damaged society heavily. To me, this is a bad invention. The technology is awesome, but it fucked our society up. But of course, and then they made the screen bigger. They made all this stuff. Because guess what? You want to get immersed in this device. It's not about it's not a phone anymore, really. It really is not. How many people actually they use WhatsApp, they use Snapchat, they use iMessage. They don't actually call people anymore. How often do you see people actually with this thing like this? Very rarely. Only once in the past, 6 months, have I actually seen one person on their smartphone calling. No joke. Yeah, an iPhone 5C, I think it was green. Which is one I'd actually kind of be interested in getting one of those at some point, just because I'd be interested in trying it out, like how it feels and everything. Because the technology in them is great. They're great technology. It's amazing to have this much power in your hands in this size. So they're getting bigger now. But unfortunately, it's not the devices themselves really, it's the apps on the devices. If you were to remove the App Store and that possibility, we'd go back to how it was in the 2000s for the most part. We'd go back to laptops being the thing and desktops and that kind of stuff, to where we wouldn't be as immersed in technology. And to me, I'd like to see it go back in that direction. But unfortunately now, smartphones are the world. And we will most likely never go back to how it used to be, which is really too bad. But yeah. I'm not planning on... Okay, I got a viewer. What's up? I'm ranting right now, hardcore. What's up? See if they put something in the chat, or if they do nothing. They back out immediately like they usually do. Or if it's somebody that I know, I'm great. I've been doing it. Yeah, they dropped out. That figures. Done the figure. All right. I'm at 175 subs. Not bad. I'm really sick and tired of that, man. That's fucking weird. Every time I load the videos thing, it the thumbnails are other people's thumbnails. Great. But I will most likely use an old, a dumb phone. Let me reach for it here. something like this. It's a Nokia. I don't know what the model number is, like 1100. Compare it to this one, which would be, if I were to use a smartphone, I would probably want one that's a 4-inch screen. So this is going to be what I'm going to be running. In terms of thickness, way thinner. And in terms of the footprint of the device, way smaller. But I probably wouldn't use this one because of the fact that I don't like the keyboard on it, because the way that it's designed, like the mushy keyboard, I would want one with individual buttons. Rather than this weird setup. So, yep. Kind of the way it is, but I would invest in another Nokia phone though, or a Motorola, like a flip phone. Because, you know, it's nice to have a cell phone, especially now that payphones are non-existent. But the only reason that I would want a smartphone would be because of the fact that you can put your photos on them. And that's the only thing that I would need a smartphone for over a regular phone, really. Yeah, this is a big difference in size. You can get a much smaller than this, obviously, but like, as much as I hope that there's a decline in this kind of stuff, there never will be, really. We'll never go back to how we used to be. Like, even in a society where everyone carried around a phone like this, be better. A big comparison here. Look at like the launch events for the Xbox 360. Like, look at videos of like people camping out waiting for the launch. You want to know what they're doing? They're either talking to each other, they're hanging out, like they're just standing in line, whatever, or at the most, they're on this. They're playing a DS game or something. But nowadays, you'll see a line of 100 people like this, straight up. That's the way it is, man. Try something here. That's just the way it is now. It's really too bad. Because it's great tech, but now if they would have kept it in its original form, no App Store, I think we'd be in a better spot. The tech would be there, but not the problems that come with it. Because again, the problem is more the apps, not the phone itself. Bringing backs. Okay, this thing's being super slow. Here, look at this iPhone 4, iOS 7. So yeah, even this is a newer one. What are the apps on this one? Messages, calendar, photos, camera, weather, clock, maps, videos, notes, reminders, stocks, game center, passbook, iTunes Store, App Store, settings, phone, mail, Safari, music, contacts, calculator, compass, voice memos, FaceTime, and newsstand. A lot more than before, but and another big problem I have, like, how many things now? Like, there's things in the freaking supermarkets now. I forget what it was that I saw, but it was something that you scan your phone under. Like, how the fuck? If you don't have a phone, eventually you're gonna just be fucked. If you don't have a cell phone now, you can't make any damn calls because there's no pay phones anymore. If you don't have a cell phone, you will not make phone calls. Straight up, you cannot call anybody if you don't have a cell phone because there's no fucking pay phones. So yeah, it's really too bad. That's all I gotta say. It's a big social problem, and it leads to a lot of this other shit. But whatever. I mean, we're here. I said back 2015 and early 16 that there's still a chance for society to revert to its old ways, but we have to do something about it now. It's too late. We have passed the point of no return. And it's over. Society as it was 10 years ago, it's not a thing anymore. And it won't come back. I hate to say that, but it's true. The world will never be that way again. So, what can you do about it, really, though? Nothing. Yes, but whatever. It's already 2:12. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. But I'm pretty much putting an end to this stream. But the main theme of this was, I don't even remember. But it became about politics and stuff. So whatever. Politics now are fucked up. All stupid bullshit as far as I'm concerned. So that's all I gotta say, really. Stupid bullshit politics, so. Hear that? Hear it, too. How about? To this one, though. Could even hear it there. It's loud. Oh, wow. Almost dropped the thing. You know what would be a nice phone to carry around, though? Let's say this would be a good one here. This would be my phone right here. Unfortunately, it's a Canadian phone, so I can't use it, but it's a nice one. You can put photos on it, video on it, but it's nice and simple. Windows Mobile.
It's an HP fund, and that's pretty crazy. HP.
See how much shit I have, man.
It's not healthy, but whatever. It's really not healthy. But there you go. Now I get them.
Alright, I'm pretty much done. There you go. Bio. Bio, bio. Bam, bam. Bio, bio.
So,
It's finished. It's done. It's over. Wow.